Welcome to the Ambient Tutorials. In this video, we'll demonstrate how to sync up a Panasonic VARICAM camera to an external generator. To synchronize a VARICAM, you'll need the following items. Of course, you'll need a Panasonic VARICAM, a timecode-capable audio recorder with built-in Lockit circuitry or with an external Lockit, a Lockit device, and an LTC out cable and BNC 50 cable. The first step is to set up the VARICAM so that it continuously takes the Lockit timecode and Genlock synchronization. So we'll need to change the Genlock settings. To do so, press the menu button, go to System Settings, scroll down and select Genlock. Change the Genlock mode to external so the camera references the Genlock signal from the Lockit box. Now go back to the Settings menu, then Record Settings, and choose Timecode. Here we should take a look at the Timecode User Bits Duration menu, which determines what the camera will display. This is where you should set the camera to display timecode. And below, this menu allows us to change the timecode mode from record run to free run. If you're shooting in 29.97, you could change the count mode to drop frame in the DF/NDF menu. But select non-drop frame unless the production company specifically asks for it. Finally, select the TC in within the TC in out menu so the camera reads the incoming external timecode. This completes the timecode setup within the VARICAM, so now we'll set up the VARICAM for Genlock sync. To do so, we need to get back into the home screen, and then to the System menu. Here we can change or simply check the system frequency, which is nothing more than the project time base of the camera. Now the VARICAM is all set up and ready for synchronization from a Lockit device. So let's move on and set up the Lockit. When you start an ambient Lockit from factory default, it will always boot unjammed, in internal generator mode, with sync switched off. So the first thing we should decide is the running mode of the unit. Internal generator should be used if you just want to jam sync the Lockits without ACN. Continuous jam, or CJAM, should be used if you want to use the ACN for zero-drift wireless synchronization. And TRX is used for wireless record-run timecode setups. We want to use the ACN, being the most convenient and accurate mode. For timecode without Genlock, go to the timecode menu and choose our project time-based frame rate. But as we want to use Genlock sync, we'll go to the sync menu, choose 1080p, and our project time-based frame rate as our sync setting. The timecode frame rate will automatically match up, in our case, 23.98 frames per second. Since we're using the CJAM mode, the ACN is already enabled and working per factory default on channel 18. If for some reason you'd like to work on a different channel, or use some of the features in the extended menu, jump into the ACN menu and set up your network as required. Finally, we need to jam sync our Lockit boxes. This can be done the old way via cable from our timecode master source if you're using the internal timecode mode. Of course, you should make sure the source is jammed correctly first. With continuous jam, you can use any ACN device as timecode master. As you get started, simply jam the master or edit the start timecode. Then go to the ACN menu, jump to the sync menu, and start the CJAM broadcast. You will get immediate feedback on how many ACN units were jammed successfully. We want to use the master Lockit to wirelessly jam sync all units. Thanks to its web interface, this device offers powerful visual feedback and direct control of all ACN devices in our network. To open the web interface, open the browser of any device connected to the Wi-Fi of the master and go to the domain masterlockit.local or 10.0.0.1. Now go to the Timecode tab and change the frame rate of the unit to your project time-based frame rate by clicking the pencil and choosing from the drop-down menu, and apply. type in the desired start value, or simply use the time of day from your device. Check to make sure the master is set to the same ACN channel as your other Lockit devices, and hit the Start CJAM button. Within a few seconds, all your ACN devices should appear green on the screen, ready for naming, displaying battery status, and the current frame rate. Now we can connect our synced Lockit with the VARICAM. The white TCG letters will invert to black on white, and of course the timecode will start running. When your system is synced like this, your cameras will run for an entire shooting day without drift. In addition, we strongly recommend that you check the synchronization of your system to avoid any issues.